Hello everyone, welcome to week number 2. I hope you had a very fantastic 4th of July holiday and were able to rest and kind of get some energy associated with that relaxing time. Now I'd like to talk about this week number 2, because we've got a lot going on in this week. So let's work through it together. The first thing is we have our baseline week for our individual treatment project. Now, if you'll recall, the baseline is where we are measuring the target behavior without any intervention whatsoever. Now, for that, you'll have to submit your weekly journal as well as your behavioral episode sheet by this Sunday at 11:55. Now, part number 1 of this week is we're going to be looking at punishment. And there's 2 different types of punishment I want you to be aware of. There's positive punishment, where we are adding an aversive stimulus to reduce the behavior, like a spanking is adding pain in order to reduce the likelihood of that problem behavior reoccurring. And there's also negative punishment called penalty. This is where we take away something of value to reduce the behavior. Like if you break the speed limit by driving too fast, the police officer can write you a ticket to take away money so you're less likely to do it in the future. Remember, punishment is all about decreasing the behavior. For that week, I need you to read chapters 4 and 5 in the textbook, review the PowerPoint, complete the discussion and the reflection. For part number 2, we're looking at chapter 6 on extinction and chapter 7 on differential reinforcement. Now, extinction is very important because this is where we are removing the maintaining reinforcer so the behavior no longer gets reinforced. And that's a very important concept for us to understand that we can use powerfully, but it comes with some specific things we need to be aware of. And then differential reinforcement is where we are reinforcing one behavior and no longer reinforcing another behavior. Right? So it's essentially like we're combining reinforcement in one way and extinction in another. I need you to read chapters 6 and 7 of the textbook, look at the PowerPoint, complete the discussion, and submit the reflection. For part number 3, we're wrapping up with chapter 8 on shaping. And shaping is a very important concept as well. This is where we're building someone up to get to a target behavior at the end. Okay, very much like we use shaping all the time with vocabulary, for example, with spoken word, bringing a child along, moving from one syllable word utterances to more complex words. And you'll see that within the chapter. And of course, I want you to read the accompanying PowerPoint. Complete the discussion for chapter 8, but there's no reflection for chapter 8. Now, the 4th part is you will have an open book, open note test. Now this test is fill in the blank, multiple choice, matching, and essay questions. So I have a study guide for you to be working through. That particular test opens up to you, is revealed to you on Wednesday the 10th, and is due on Saturday the 13th by 11:55 p.m. Okay, so just follow the instructions, really pay attention to what you're doing, and you'll be able to be very successful on that particular exam. I'm looking forward to seeing how much you've learned so far. Now, the 5th part is to submit your weekly your weekly journal and your behavioral episode sheet for your very first week of treatment. Now, as always, please let me know if you have any questions or needs. I'm here for you, and I want to make this class as user-friendly as possible.